Welcome back. Sunshine finally returning, but colder temperatures coming back with it.
Oh, with a vengeance, too. I mean, we're not just talking about cold. We're talking about like 20s here in a few days.
Extreme cold for Central Georgia standards.
Exactly. You think that's extreme cold, just give it like a week. I mean, we might go like even colder before all is said and done. Yeah, the writing is on the wall for a cold Christmas here in Central Georgia. There go the clouds off in the distance, and the blue skies are taking over. I mean, really, within the past 20 minutes, the clouds continue to move further away. 62, the current number in Macon. That's about what we were at, let's say, 5 this morning, and we cooled off a little bit. Now we're beginning to warm back up, and then later on this evening, going to cool off even more. 62 in Cochran, 63 in Dublin, 55 in Monticello, 57 in Milledgeville, and 60 in Wrightsville at this hour. There goes the radar spinning around, not finding any more rain in Central Georgia. The rest of the rain has since moved off to the east. Parts of Statesboro now moving towards Interstate 95. We did pick up a good amount of rain, though, over an inch. Any of the spots you see here in green, over 2 inches, parts of Monroe County, and then, of course, that trailed off the further east you get, and so the rain was falling apart, not quite as high amounts, but we'll take it. We need the rainfall as the front has worked its way through. So fronts galore going on here across the area. That's going to continue to move off the coast, and we're going to be looking at clear conditions through the remainder of the day today. There we are at about 3 p.m. So temperatures in the 60s, but then we will turn southwards, cool all the way down into the 30s tomorrow morning, 39 or so by about 7 a.m. And then during the day, warming up to not as warm as we are right now, only into the mid 50s across Central Georgia before all is said and done. And then we're going to do the same thing as we roll into Saturday morning, back down into the 30s, back into the 50s Saturday, maybe some increased cloud cover, and notice a few sprinkles passing by to the south. Models have been hinting at some rain down to the south, but that is going to be primarily below us in Central Georgia. So we have a small rain chance included in there, but I think we're just going to be looking at cloud cover on Saturday, not much in the way of rainfall. Regardless, Sunday will be dry. Monday, we're thinking dry as well for the most part. That's actually a new run there. Hadn't seen that, but I'm still thinking it's going to be dry because the bulk of what you're seeing there is down to the south, and then once we get into the midweek, it's certainly clearing out. The mornings also turning much colder. How about 38 tomorrow morning? How about down to 26 by the time we get to Monday morning? The other thing you're going to notice, the shortest days of the year have arrived. Today, only 10 hours and 1 minute of daylight. And here's the interesting thing. So past today, our sunsets are going to continue to get later, but since we're north of the equator, what's going to happen with the sunrises is that they are going to continue to get later as well. It's going to take a few weeks past the winter solstice for those to turn the corner and become earlier across Central Georgia. So it's always neat to look at the astronomy and all of it. 62 this afternoon. The high will technically have been back at midnight or early this morning. So in the record books, the high is going to go down to 68, but we're only going to get to 62 this afternoon. And here's an early look at your Christmas forecast. This is not a typo. Highs going with low 40s, lows, how about low 20s? And in fact, I would say it's not impossible to even see teens in and around the area, generally speaking, around Christmas Eve and Christmas. So it now being 10 days away, it's now in sight. We're going to continue to watch the trends on that. In the meantime, cold across Central Georgia. Of course, we've got the Christmas parade this weekend on Sunday, a high temperature of 49 there, back to 56 for the first day of winter on Wednesday.